Hey guys, basically I'm back here, and this video is not going to be scripted or edited. It's all just going to be one take, like how it was when I was just casually talking about Conjure Spirits when it was starting to come out. But this time it's going to be about lost lives, and like I just said, it's one take. So if I happen to pause or take a breath like that, then just know that it's one take, and I don't bother editing this video simply because I just don't want to. And this is just, meant to be me talking to you guys directly, or at least try to. So obviously, it's been at least 10 days, depending on when this gets uploaded, because I don't know how long this is gonna be, and YouTube always likes to F with me on these things. But yeah, it's been at least 10 days since Vengeance is Bliss released, which I have received a lot of reception from, and the views have been good. More than usual for Fractured videos at the very least. And just want to say thank you guys for watching that, and for those who haven't watched it, then please go watch it, even though I'm highly sure that anyone who's watching this video has already seen Vengeance is Bliss. So yeah, I don't know why, but anyways, I'm not talking about Vengeance is Bliss. I'm not talking about that anymore. Talking about Lost Lives. I'm not editing that out. So Lost Lives obviously is gonna take a while, like how most of my movies do nowadays. But the reason why I'm making a video now, because I don't want people to expect that the movie has already been in production, or at least I wouldn't say production actually, because like I've been working on the movie, trust me, but it hasn't gone into full production like how most movies do when it comes to filming or editing or doing all that. I have not gone to filming the movie at all. Like, none of the movie has been filmed or edited. I am still working on the plot. I'm just wanting to make this video simply just to let you guys know Lost Lives might take longer than expected to come out. Because the thing is like, with most of my movies, or at least, most of my movies, they either take around a week to get made and released, or in the case of Conjure Spirits, it took 3 months. like the rest of, like, from the end of the summer to December of 2023. So yeah, like 3 months approximately from what I can remember. Not saying Lost Lives is going to take 3 months to make, but I'm not saying it's gonna come out anytime soon. Like, not like next week or so, or in a month. And let me explain the main reason as to why, because I am really wanting Lost Lives to be near perfect, as a lot of my movies aren't. Because, like, okay, the thing is, like, I like a lot of my movies I make, and I always tend to go back on them just because I think, in retrospective, they are good, but definitely not the best I have made. Like, I can definitely do better in storytelling and the pacing and all that, and that's why for Lost Lives, I am wanting to do things differently. And by that, I mean I am actually writing a script for Lost Lives, which I rarely even write scripts at all, but I've taken upon myself to actually, do that for Lost Lives. The only time I've ever really written a script for anything was the 10-year anniversary special, and that was specifically because I had a lot of voice actors on it, so I kind of had to. And, figuring out the plot for that special was a whole thing, but I'm basically doing that for Lost Lives. Why? Well, first thing is that if you saw, like, my first ever post about Lost Lives, which revealed the poster and everything, I talked about how I am seeking to make this, hold on, Vizor has something on him, there we go, but I was seeking, and I still am, to make Lost Lives the most emotionally invested FNAF plush film that has ever been made. And, that's a very big goal, and not really an easy one to achieve, because fact is that these are plushies, moving and talking, so it's not like their expressions can really convey a lot of emotion, and the only emotion that really conveys for me and my plush characters is literally just like the voice acting. If you've watched, Fractured, then you would know most of my emotion has came out with just my voice and, in these characters, because that's really the only way I see how you can put an emotional standpoint on some of these characters and like what they do and like, you know, their whole character arcs. Like that's how I've done it, because I don't generally know how else you could do it. And but, you know, I don't want it to just be emotionally painful yelling from Freddy or Fuse or any other character in the movie. That, like, I don't want that to be the only emotional investment that there could be. That's why I'm writing a script, because writing a script basically ensures that you're gonna say some heart-wrenching stuff if you think about it long enough, and you won't forget about it. And that's kind of the thing about my other movies, is that when it comes to filming, I can get the main idea across, but putting in everything else takes a lot of time and thought, most of which I don't have a lot of time to think about it. And usually when I think about something really good, like when I'm just out somewhere, like at school or just, out in public, just whatever, I usually tend to forget that idea, and I cry myself to sleep every time I forget it. But that's why I'm taking it, like I said, upon myself to make a script. That way I don't forget these ideas I have cooking up in my head for the movie. And, just to make sure that I can write a better paced story. Because, like, the thing is, it's like with Conjure Spirits, I do believe a lot of the stuff that was in the movie was necessary for the plot to progress. But the pacing is another thing. And even though, like, yes, it was split into two parts, and that made the pacing more bearable, or at least for part one, maybe part two, it's just that, it all really depends on pacing. You can either have a movie be really long and people might not like it, or a movie be too short and people won't like it, or, rushed, as some people might say, which in some cases is valid, but in other cases not. Sonic 3, people who don't complain. Alright, that doesn't even make sense. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother taking shots. You know what I'm trying to say. I am wanting to find a good pace for my movies, especially Lost Lives. And that's why, I've wrote a script, and I'm literally dragging on the same thing. I've said what I needed to, and I think you guys get the point across, or at least I hope so. That Lost Lives is probably going to take a while to come out, or even get started on filming, because I am not only, trying to make it the most emotional, but I'm also trying to make it the best plush movie that there is on YouTube. People like to say, Froki's plush movie is better, or Travis's, or whoever else makes plush movies, like Sly Pipes with Last Days or something. I don't know. Whoever likes to say, this FNAF plush movie is better, or just this plush movie is better. Like, I'm wanting to take that goal, or, take the crown, I guess. I don't know, but, like, I'm wanting to improve upon that, because, like, with most of my movies, or at least very early back when I was making my movies, like with my Five Nights at Freddy's movies, like the first of the trilogy, I think it was kind of obvious as to what I was doing. For the first FNAF movie, I wasn't really doing anything more except just making like a kind of like a cheap Willy's Wonderland clone that wasn't even released after Willy's Wonderland. It came before it, at like on my old channel, basically. With the second movie, I tried to make it more gory, and the most goriest FNAF push movie, which, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say goriest. I mean, I would. I don't know. I'm still trying to find words, and like I said, I'm not editing this or, scripting this, so just bear with me, but you know what I'm trying to say. And with the third movie, I try to make it the scariest FNAF plush movie, which, I mean, I could definitely do better nowadays, because a lot of the effects back then were just cheap jump scares that just had William Fowles kind of sound effects, if you know what I'm saying, or if you've even remember anything from that movie. That was a long time ago, but I haven't really stuck to that until then. I think the only other time I've really done it was with Horror Show, or actually, no, not even Horror Show. The last time I really did it was with One Last Night, which my goal for that movie was just to make the longest FNAF plush movie, which Conjure the Spirits actually took that. If you count part 1 and part 2 all together, it's actually like a 6-hour FNAF plush film if you watch it at one sitting, but I'm wanting to do that again, because that's a formula that I genuinely liked, but I haven't really executed too well, or at least perfectly in my eyes back then, or in some other people's. Some would say I have, but I'm really wanting to do it with Lost Lives, and I don't want to drag this video out any longer. I've stated what I need to, and even though I'm doing this pretty early and not like right before Conjure Spirits release, or just before Lost Lives release, or somewhat in the middle of when I'm making the movie, I just figured I'd release this video now just so people are prepared, and just so people aren't like questioning when is it gonna come out, because to answer that question, I have no freaking clue. I think it's pretty obvious. I have no clue when this movie is even gonna start filming. That's the one thing. And I'm also wanting to put a lot of my good editing, and if you've noticed in Vengeance's Bliss especially, my editing has improved a lot because I've learned a lot of new techniques, and applying those techniques into Lost Lives is gonna be something, and it's gonna take a long time. So yeah, I don't even want to count editing into this, and I'm not going to talk on it any further until I actually get started on that movie, but running out of breath for talking so long, so that's probably where I'm going to end this. So yeah, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed my little informative talk. I know it was like 11 minutes long, Jesus, but I hope you guys are prepared, or at least know that Lost Lives will take a while, but I'm going to take my time with it. I'm not going to rush it, because like I said, if I want this to be, one of the best and emotional FNAF Plush movies that there is out there, then I'm obviously going to want to take my time with it. And I have been taking my time with it, and I've been taking breaks. I've been doing what I could to keep my mental state alive and not rush this movie, even though it has not began, really. So yeah, I'll let you guys go. Now up to 12 minutes. I lied about 11. Anyways, see you guys later, and yeah, just hope to see you guys soon. Goodbye.